Welcome to HRTV's Victory Lap with coverage of the Alltech FEI World Equestrian Games. I'm Jill Byrne.
And I'm Gil Merrick at the Prevent Feeders International Equestrian Festival presented by HRTV.
Well, Gil, we're heading into closing weekend, but we are far from finished. Still a lot going on out at the World Equestrian Games and, of course, right here at the International Equestrian Festival. And I understand you were out there today checking in on the driving. This is something I cannot wait to see. To me, it's like Ben-Hur meets the Wild West.
It really is. And, you know, today they formatted the driving just like the three-day eventing. There are 3 phases, and the first phase is the dressage. So there are 4 horses with a carriage in a very large rectangular court, and they have to maneuver a whole course of specific exercises, just like a dressage test. It's beautiful to watch. We had an opportunity today to see it all kick in, and it's just the setup for tomorrow. And it's like the 3-day eventing. They're going to go on a marathon course, cross-country with obstacles. But
they're not jumping these obstacles this time now, so they have to navigate around, basically, kind of various obstacles. And how do they judge this? I guess points by knocking over an obstacle or missing an obstacle?
That's right. It's a timed event, and then it's accuracy. And you know, it can be that you come up to an obstacle with your horses, and that they see it the funny way, and they stop, or they don't want to go past it, or they don't want to go through. So there's a lot going on tomorrow, and it's a very exciting day of the competition.
Oh, well, I can't wait. I get to go out tomorrow morning and catch up on the driving and everything else happening out at the World Equestrian Games. I don't know if you can hear in the background here, there's a lot of noise, some excitement going on the floor right here at the International Equestrian Festival. Let's see what Doug's up to.
Well, thank you, guys. We are back out here on the floor of the International Equestrian Festival in downtown Lexington, and we've found some friends from Hydra Horse. All the way from Colorado.
All the way from Colorado, yes, sir.
Now, what I love about your outfit is that this is classic Americana entrepreneurship.
We had an acquaintance who had the idea, and we bought the idea, the concept, and from him, and we took it, began to engineer it and design it and produce it, tested it for 3 years. For the last 3 years on the road, literally from Oregon to Florida, from Maine to California, and all points in between.
Wow. Now it's out there making horses happy.
That's it. Very happy. Oh. Healthy. Watered.
Happy and hydrated.
There you go.
Well, the truth really is that we have tested it in all climates, from the Rockies to Arizona to Florida. We travel about 10 months out of the year with our horses all across the country, competing and doing shows. And gosh, you know, it really started to get kind of a hassle. Just you'd have to pull over, take time out of your trip. Sometimes they don't drink out of the bucket. Sometimes, you know, horses drink when they need to and want to. You know, the old phrase, you can lead a horse to water.
And you guys there you go. And you're all speaking from experience. You're ranch owners, and you've been thinking for years, why isn't something like this on the market?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, we really.
We're very fortunate.
You know, when you're talking with horses driving down the road, you have to really think it through. And we're just very grateful that we just took the time and just kept being patient and just kept making sure it worked.
There you go, and it's a really cool design. Heidi, can you kind of walk us through how this works?
Okay, basically what the horse does, he just comes over to the bowl and he pushes his nose to the nozzle and he gets water out of it that way. It's very simple, and he drinks out of the bowl. It doesn't spill while going down the road. It can slosh back and forth, and there's a little lip there that stops it from pouring out. So that's really good. And then also, when you stop, like we stay overnight places and we hobble our horses, one-leg hobble, and so we take this out of the inside of the trailer, and all you do is just pull the pin, take that off of there, pull it off, and go to the outside of your trailer, and you just hook it up outside. Put it back in, and you're done.
Folks can stop by here. You can give them a demo of the product, talk to them about their needs and what they're looking for. And I bet you're making a lot of people happy saying, I've been looking for this for years.
Yeah, Pat Pirelli, John Lyons, 2 of the largest names in horse clinicians and trainers in the world, actually came to our booth, saw our product, and bought it, and had us install it in their trailer this week.
In their trailer.
And have offered to test it and try it, and if it's everything that they believe that it is, they are willing to endorse the product for free for us.
And we have several vets that are very highly respected all over the world. They've endorsed it too, so we're really very pleased.
If you're not in the Lexington area, you can't stop by, website for people to learn more about.
It's very simple, hydrahorse.com.
HYDRA, Hydra Horse.com.
Okay. Okay, guys, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
If you are in the Lexington area, you need to stop by and visit the Hydra Horse booth. It might change your life, might change your horse's life. We're going to send things to break, but HRTV's Victory Lap returns right after this. Stay with us. HRTV's Victory Lap is brought to you by Prevent Feeders.
Welcome back to HRTV's Victory Lap. Well, not only the equines themselves out there at the World Equestrian Games, and Gil, all the experts, the world's best are out there, but there's also something for people who maybe aren't, the real equine experts to get involved in, and you went out there and checked it out a little bit today.
That's right. The horse park is 1,200 acres, and they've used all of the facility to its maximum advantage, so anybody coming to tour the park can go to the equine village, and they can experience all things related to equestrian sports and the different breeds, and also meet some celebrities who are there giving demonstrations. Let's have a look.
Hi, I'm Pat Pirelli, and I'm here to share with you a natural approach to horse training. This has been shared with me, and it's an approach that uses love, language, and leadership in equal doses. And this is why we are the #1 education brand in the world. We're in 47 different countries. We have over 200,000 students, all getting results, becoming safe, having fun, and attaining excellence. And the best part is, they can put their arm over the horse's neck when they're done and say, was it as good for you as it was for me? And the answer is yes.
I'm trying to trust you, but this is a big ask.
We're here for 16 days, and we're here to share with you how these techniques will work immediately. And the reason it works immediately is because your horse already knows the language I'm about to teach you. We've given out over 10,000 free DVDs since we've been here. So we've feel privileged to be able to be presenting here. We're here basically to share with you how this method works and to put a foundation before you try any specialization. This is a non-denominational program. Doesn't matter which breed of horse. The oldest horse we've ever had in the program was 43. We've helped them with their problem horses. And this is the thing, no matter what your problem is, what your goal is, or what your dream is, we can share this natural approach with you, and it'll work for you immediately.
The equine village is just to help expose people who are not from a horse background to different breeds of horses, different disciplines, that just show people of all ages that they can at least take something home and learn and experience, something that's take back from the state of Kentucky especially. Every day we've had both the saddlebred and the hackney put on live demonstrations. From what I understand, excellent. People said, oh my God, they actually come by here after the demonstration and said, oh my God, I was just so impressed. I think having these games here really helped a lot, but I think there's people, they may just see a horse out in the field, but they don't realize that, wow, I didn't know there were different breeds. I didn't know that they could do jumping and have various breeds like the saddlebred and the hackney, and so I didn't know a horse can do that.
Well, what a pleasure it was to finally meet Pat Pirelli in person. I've known about him for years and years, and he's one of the most well-known horsemen in the industry. What a real treat.
And there has absolutely been something for everybody out there at the World Equestrian Games. It is a real treat what they have put on out there, and part of that is because of the person now joining us on the set, and that is Courtney Lee with Red 70, and you have been responsible for marketing this amazing event, first time ever in the United States. Good job.
Well, thank you. Not solely responsible, but certainly part of a huge collective effort, but thank you very much. Yes, we've been involved since August of 2006, and it's nice to see this coming to fruition, and I can't believe we're going to be done in a few days. Sad.
And I know that a lot of the work that you do, you publish in print media, you use all sorts of different variations, but I think probably the biggest impact comes through the work that you're doing on television and with the commercials and educating different audiences about what this event is.
Well, that's certainly been the most fun part for our agency. Yes, we did get to work on 2 television commercials, or actually 2 campaigns, one for the more international or the more horse-savvy, horse sport-oriented group, and then one for the local audience, which may not be as understanding of what horse sport is and why it's so important to come to Kentucky.
Well, luckily we can show our viewers and get a chance to take a look at both of these and give you a little different view.
In the United States, for the first time ever, the World Championships of 8 major equestrian sports. But the biggest competition at the moment is the rush for great seats. The 2010 Alltech FEI World Equestrian Games. Get tickets and accommodations now at alltechfeigames.com/tickets.
And that was the international version. And actually, it wasn't just international. It was just more oriented for horse sport enthusiasts that already knew a little bit about what the World Equestrian Games had been in the past. Now I'd like to show you another one that's going to be that we aired regionally. And we'll take a look at that.
We should do something.
Yeah, we should.
Yeah, you know, something fun and exciting. Kind of spice it up a bit.
I love spicy.
Got any ideas? Oh, I know.
It's the All-Tech FEI World Equestrian Games. For tickets as low as $25, call 1-888-WEG-2010.
So basically,
different.
yeah, different strokes for different folks. And is
Absolutely.
that because, obviously, you know, with the World Equestrian Games had been in Europe for so long, and then now first time over here, so sort of educating the American public on what they could expect?
Absolutely, where we were really trying to gain enthusiasm and really beef up the amount of excitement that was going to be here in Kentucky for the international audience and for those who'd already been to a WEG or those that were thrilled that it was coming to Kentucky for the first time. The regional audience didn't really know what they were getting excited about. They're going, these are horses, what's the big deal? So we really needed to kind of make it something that was fun and a destination for them to come to that also had horse sport in it. So we were introducing it to them for the first time.
And have you had an opportunity out at the horse park to get the reaction from the people who are attending the event?
Yes, not formally, but I have certainly been eavesdropping on conversations and listening in, and I've got to tell you, the best part of my day has been when I've seen these school children that have come out or the young adults that are, you know, out there for the first time and they're dressed up and they go into the merchandise tents and they're pulling stuff off the shelves and they're going and they're seeing horse sport for the first time and they think it's really wonderful. So it's thrilling to introduce this to them.
Well, you all have done a phenomenal job of being a large part of putting on this event, and thanks for taking so much time and coming and visiting with us as well.
Thank you. It was lovely meeting you guys.
And we'll be right back with more on HRTV's Victory Lap.
Nothing says I love you like effective flea control. Show your dog you really care with Advantage.
Welcome back to HRTV's Victory Lap. And Jill, there's no end to the educational opportunities, both at the horse park and right here at the International Equestrian Festival.
Yeah, you know, and there have been a lot of demonstrations involving people with horses here on the International Equestrian floor, and Julie Goodnight has been one of those who's been kind of educating and entertaining people with her unique way of communicating with horses.
I started my own training business back in 1985 and have been doing that ever since. As a youth rider, I had a lot of training in classical riding, what we know of today as dressage. And so really my training style is a combination of natural horsemanship and classical horsemanship. I'm a big proponent of knowing and understanding the horse's natural behavior. We refer to that as natural horsemanship. It's just simply knowing and understanding the horse's natural behavior and then using that information to train him in a way that's understandable to him. So we put together a curriculum in conjunction with the Kentucky Horse Council to help educate horse owners and give them the information that they need the most. Tonight what I'm going to be talking about is saddle fit and bridling and tacking horses safely, what to look for in terms of problems with tack and fit or problems with bridling, and answer people's questions along those lines. So the flesh around her spine actually kind of drops away this way. You can actually see the end of her backbone is about right here. This is where the croup of the horse, this is called the coupling, where the back. In my experience, every quote-unquote problem horse I've ever dealt with has been a really smart horse. And the problem with smart horses is they learn the wrong thing just as quickly as they learn the right thing. And I have a line of saddles that I designed, made by Circle Y, and they're designed to be comfortable for both the horse and the rider, but to also be very productive, put you in the right position, give you close contact feel with the horse. So we've been displaying those saddles. It's a brand new line, so this was an opportunity to get the saddles out in front of people. And I have halters and lead ropes also of my design, handcrafted here in the USA, and with bright, fun colors that people really like. And so the functionality is good, but it may as well look good at the same time too. So, and then I have a lot of educational products, DVDs, CDs, that sort of thing, books that just help people do what they do better. So I've been to a lot of trade shows, and I can tell you this is a really high quality trade show. The quality of vendors here is very, very high, and a really broad perspective of merchandise, everything from tack to art to healthcare products. So it's a great trade show. We've got some wonderful presenters and some entertainment going on. So there's really something for everyone here.
We're joined now in the studio by Karen Alkvist. She's the Senior Vice President for Global Operations at the Duda Corporation. Karen, thanks for joining us. Can you tell us what the Duda Corporation does and what your role is here at the World Games?
Yeah, what we do is we ship the horses internationally, so we fly them from the destination where they're coming from to, in this case for the World Equestrian Games, we're flying them into CVG Airport in Cincinnati, Ohio. And this is specifically only for the World Equestrian Games, because we are having a special private quarantine where all the horses are coming into. And we prepare all the necessary paperwork for the horses to enter the United States. They have to have permits, different permits.
Like passports?
Passports, they travel with passports like people, and we have to identify each horse, and they have to be allowed entry into the United States, just like any person. And then we make sure they travel safely and arrive in top condition so they are ready for the show.
And this was the largest ever airlift of horses to anywhere with the magnitude of these games. Tell us about just what you all went through to put this together.
Yeah, we're working together with Pied and Bloodstock, who is the official shipper, and we are the US company that working together with them. So it's a big operation, and we make sure we can clear the horses with customs, US Customs, TSA clearance, and of course with United States Department of Agriculture to make sure all the rules are followed and that we're following all the guidelines that are set for this.
And I know your company's been instrumental in shipping horses to Olympic Games around the world, Pan American Games, other world championships. I'm going to assume these horses travel first class. Could you tell us a little something about how they travel?
Yeah, of course. There are special built containers for the horses, and there's economy class and first class, and that all depends on the space in the container, just like a person. Like if you travel in first class, you have more room, so it's the same principle for
first class
horses.
First class gets champagne and peanuts and economy
yeah,
class.
exactly. Anything you would like. So we try to do whatever the horse needs and what the grooms and the owners request. So we try to, each horse is an individual, just like a person.
And as far as traveling with the horses on the plane, do you let help the grooms that go with the horses stay with them, or do you have official people that actually stay with the horses?
Yeah, we have professional grooms that travel with the horses, and of course if there are competition horses, most of the time they have their own grooms that travel with the horses. So, but we always have a professional groom too, and if there's a team competition, then usually there's a team veterinarian traveling with the horses as well.
And do you have an opportunity in your job to meet the horses personally, the celebrity horses that we've seen here at the Games?
Yes, we do. We ship for the best horses in the world, and we're in close contact with them, and yeah, it's a great thing. So great opportunity for us. So what we do is we give the horses wings.
Well, it has certainly been a huge event for you all too, to undertake shipping that many horses across all over all the nations and across the country here. And I know everybody appreciates what a great job you do taking care of the animals. So we're pleased to have you here, and to have all the horses have made it here as well safely. So they arrive on that plane, they get their pillow, their blanket, and they're ready to go. And we will be ready to be back with more here on HRTV's Victory Lap right after this.
For flea control that works, give your beloved feline Advantage, the flea treatment that's the cat's meow.
Welcome back to HRTV's Victory Lap. Well, Gil, we're not quite done. 3 more days, still lots happening out at the World Equestrian Games and here at the International Equestrian Festival as well.
That's right. So let's go back to the floor and check in with Doug.
Well, thank you guys out here on the show floor at the International Equestrian Festival, and we've run into our friend Joanne, who is a long-standing member of the equine community here in the Bluegrass. Joanne, good to see you.
Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about some of the consulting services you're offering here through VitaTrack, the company.
Well, we do therapeutic, nutritional, and environmental consulting regarding food, water, environmental exposure that there's so much of these days.
All designed to help rider and horse?
Yes,
okay.
And particularly in the area of comfort for the horse and rider through magnetics or through nutritional help or homeopathy. I'm a homeopath myself.
I see. So folks that come down to the International Equestrian Festival can stop by your booth and you just have an initial consultation about maybe some of the issues these riders and their horses are facing?
Yes. Specifically, soundness problems that they're experiencing and how to actually get the best performance they can, performance enhancement, and helping with extend their range of motion because some of the events require that.
I see.
For success.
We're also very grateful because you've brought to the show your friends from Biomat, which is a really popular booth. It feels great and it makes you feel like $1 million after just 15 minutes. I understand it's been pretty popular.
All healing is pretty interrelated and there's a lot of different means to the same end. But we've used increasing circulation and boosting the immune system in various formats, one through magnetics for soundness and sports injuries, and this is also, the Biomat is also good for sports injuries, but it also goes to a much heavier and deeper healing level, although the magnets are great for some things, but there's so many things to work on these days. With the food being what it is, there's a lot of chemicals involved, and the cleaner you can make your horse in your life, the longer you'll live and the more successful you'll be, I think.
Sounds pretty good to me. Well, Joanne's here to help. We want you to stop out and visit her at the International Equestrian Festival. Guys, we're going to send things back to you in the studio.
All right, thanks, Doug. Well, as we said, we're headed into the final closing weekend here, so let's take a look at what's happening tomorrow at the Alltech FEI World Equestrian Games.
As well as the Prevent Feeders International Equestrian Festival presented by HRTV.
That's a look at what's going to be actually happening tomorrow. But Gil, you and I, we're going to go hit the World Equestrian Games, go out to the horse park again tomorrow. The weather could not be better for closing weekend. They have been very fortunate with the weather.
Really, and it's got everybody in just the best of moods, and the horses are happy. It's not too hot, and all the right combinations have come together to make this really a memorable event for everybody who's attended.
Well, we look forward to having you back for HRTV's Victory Lap. I'm Jill Byrne.
And I'm Gil Merrick. Thanks for watching. See you next time.